Inevitably, technical difficulties are bound to happen. The cameras today would not turn on during our arrival, and the tail cam decided it only had just enough memory to show a little bit, despite saying it had an empty memory card. Regardless of those issues, we found a gem of an airport, making it a perfect stop as we visit Fort Stockton-Pecos County Airport in Fort Stockton, Texas.
Fort Stockton traffic, Aero 39 Hotel turning left downwind, 30 Fort Stockton.
We'll be departing VFR today after another foggy morning. Once again, clouds to the east, but clear blue skies to the west on a mostly smooth flight. And at an altitude of about 8,500 feet, making us straight in for runway 30. And if you're wondering, how did we choose this airport? Well, if you put a line between Fredericksburg, Texas and Tucson, Arizona, this was the airport that was mostly in the middle and least away from that line. And yes, we do have some history to share about this airport. So Fort Stockton-Pecos County Airport began as a World War II pilot training base. Chosen in 1939 for its clear skies and perfect flying weather, it opened on June 1st, 1942 as Gibbs Field. Built by the federal government for $800,000, it featured turf runways and trained Army Air Forces cadets in PT-19s, PT-17 Stearmans, and even a few P-40 Warhawks. Operated by Pacific Air School, the base graduated 18 pilot classes before training ended in 1944.
Gas, undercarriage, mixture full, or mixture this, props full, seatbelts, landing lights. Alright, Fort Stockton traffic, Aero 39 Hotel turning left, base 30 Fort Stockton. Forgot which one was it.
After the war, the airfield was declared surplus and transitioned into a civilian airport. By the mid-1950s, many of the buildings were in rough shape. That is, until World War II veteran Bill Hargis took over as manager. Over nearly 50 years, he rebuilt, preserved, and expanded the airport, helping making it one of the best preserved World War II training bases in West Texas.
Fort Stockton traffic, Aero 39 Hotel turning final for 30 Fort Stockton.
Today, the airport is a public-use general aviation field owned by Pecos County. It still features original barrel hangars, visible World War II era runways, and at one time the old control tower, but more on that shortly. Fort Stockton Airport is untowered at an elevation of a little over 3,000 feet with a staggering 5 runways, but only 2 are asphalt. The other 2 are considered grass, but today it's mostly looking like dirt. But let's start with the officially termed grass runways. First, it's 1634 at almost 4,000 feet, then 1129 at just shy of 3,350 feet, and finally 0725 at almost 5,000 feet. Now, for our actual 2 options that we would land on, first we have 0321 at 4,400 feet, and the one we will be landing on today, 1230 at a little over 7,500 feet. Between these 2 runways, it should cover most wind conditions unless they are exceptionally gusty with certain crosswinds. But if you fly here and use the other runways, let us know. We'd love to find out if they are still in use.
Fort Stockton, Aero 39 Hotel, short final, 30, Fort Stockton.
It's far as weather, Fort Stockton has a hot, dry, high desert climate. That's generally great for flying with lots of clear days and excellent visibility year-round. We had some great visibility today, as you can see. Summer is the biggest challenge. Daytime temps often climb into the 90s and hundreds, which means high density altitude, reduced climb performance, and longer takeoff rolls, especially for normally aspirated engined aircrafts like ours. As we said, the airport is at an elevation of 3,000 feet, so if it's 100 degrees, density altitude can reach 6,500 feet. Winter is usually pretty mild, as you can see today on our December visit. I expect mostly VFR conditions with cool mornings and daytime temps in the 50s and 60s. Freezing temps are possible overnight. Now, despite the METAR saying that the winds were down the runway, we did get the occasional crosswind gust. They do have self-serve fuel pumps, which you'll see shortly, which includes 100 low lead and Jet A.
Fort Stockton traffic, Aero 39 Hotel, clear of 30, Fort Stockton.
Now, this airport does have instrument approaches, which include the VOR runway 12 with the minimums at 498 feet, and the RNAV for both ends of the big runway, RNAV GPS runway 30 with minimums at 489 feet, and the RNAV GPS runway 12 with minimums at 250 feet, which makes it a perfect airport on a long cross country to stop for fuel and a little rest and rejuvenation. So I talked about how you could see the old tower at one time, and that wasn't that long ago. It was demolished for a brand new terminal building in 2024, and we'll be going inside to check it out. As far as transportation, there are crew cars available and plenty of restaurants nearby. You might meet one of the nicest gentlemen when you arrive, Randy, to help you out. Oh, and just do the airport a big favor and sign their logbooks. It really helps to show that the airport is being used. Now, there is tons of transient parking, and we'll show you exactly where that is shortly. All right, time to stretch our legs, get some fuel, and check out the terminal building. Before going into the terminal, we'll get some fuel. And some of the nice things are the clearly marked parking spots for either 100 low lead or Jet A. The setup here is pretty typical, starting with the payment kiosk to the left. The biggest issue I have when going to these new airports is trying to find the on button to start the fuel pump. Just know that yes, that switch that says push, that's the push to start the fuel. This is a short one because we're just here for a quick fill up before we head on to Tucson. But we figured why not show you a little bit if you are out this way and trying to figure out where to get fuel, where to stop in for a terminal, or any of that stuff, which we're gonna go check out right now. But it's actually pretty windy here. When we came in, well, the METAR said right down the runway, right? Mm-hmm. And then when we actually landed, it was more of a crosswind.
You can see the windsock behind you.
Oh yeah, it's almost pointing towards us. So, but it was only like 12, 14 knots, something like that. So it wasn't too bad, very manageable. Just gonna go check out inside, show you a little bit around, and then we're out of here. We're gonna be here less than 20 minutes. Quiet, great stop. Fuel, we already got done. Let's go check out the terminal. Maybe find out where's transient parking, because that is what this is now for these shorter ones, for our fuel stops / overnight stops, right? For these long cross countries, which we're hoping to do more of. Let's go inside and check that out. As we mentioned during our arrival, these barrel hangars are the original from World War II. And the location of the original tower is right here, replaced now by this new terminal. I I have to say, when we walked in, we were completely surprised how nice this terminal building is. We had no idea it was just completed almost a year ago to the date. I think we were both just thinking that's just how they do it here in Fort Stockton. All right, it's time to look around and see what you can expect when you come here. First, you'll see they have a water bottle refilling station, which to us is gold. Next, they have a small flight planning room, a small conference room, and the best thing is they do have sleeping rooms with blankets. And if you have a bigger party, they do have a big conference room. Have a great day. One last thing, it is windy here, so I'm sure you'd want to know, are there tie downs? And right over there on that side is where the transient parking is, and Randy, our airport manager, he pretty much said you can park anywhere in those if for whatever reason you need to stay here. What's awesome is that he also said if you have to come in for weather or for whatever reason, that they have extra room in some hangars. And if they do have room, they'll put you in there just to get you out of the weather. This is a cool little stop, and the guy is extremely nice. Thank you to Randy. He's offered us a crew car. We're not gonna take it because we gotta get out of here. We hope you guys like this one, for all you pilots especially who need a place to stop. This is a great spot. Fort Stockton-Pecos, Pecos County Airport. Sorry, we just looked at the sign. So anyways, let's get out of here. Now, one thing we found about Texas is that we really love these small airports. Whether an overnight or a quick fuel stop at these small fields, they were always friendly, clean, and hospitable. We will definitely miss you, Texas, until we return. But in the meanwhile, if you have any airports that you guys think we should visit the next time we return to this great state, please let us know so we can add it to our list. And of course, we want to thank all the people that make this channel possible, all of our members. You have no idea how grateful we are for you. We hope you enjoyed our quick live streams during this trip at many of these locations, and we'll make sure to keep doing that on all of our trips this year. You are all incredible, and we can't thank you enough.
Fort Stockton traffic, Aero 19039 Hotel, thing runway 30, straight out departure, Fort Stockton. Thanks for all the help, Randy.
4, be safe.
Thank you, sir.
So technically, this concludes our Texas trip. We flew to 7 new airports in 7 days, flew over 2,500 nautical miles, and every second was amazing. Honestly, still can't believe we flew this far, and you better believe we're excited for our next trip. We really loved reading all your comments and hearing from locals on pronunciations, recommended places to eat, invites for when we return to many of these airports. Thank you so much for making this trip incredibly special. We'll see you next week. Until then, go fly, go discover.
Southwest 4276, reaching level 320, descend via the Bear 3 arrival, past altimeter 3007. Stripe 8175, climb maintain, level 360.
Big Stripe 8175, climb maintain 360.
November 878 Tango Papa, traffic 12 o'clock and approximately 30 miles down to free air at a flight level 22, climbing to flight level 250. Envoy 3417, traffic 12 o'clock, 5 miles westbound, Pilata 260. Stripe 8177, climb and maintain flight level 340.
Climb maintain flight level 340, biggest Stripe 8177.
United 1913, Albuquerque Center, roger. Shuttle 4005, contact Houston Center 132.4. At 1136, Albuquerque Center, roger. Big Stripe 8175, contact Albuquerque Center 125.52.
2552, Big Stripe 8175.